Hello, and this is the Sarah or Slingshot video. Uh, as you can probably see by the fact that I'm currently drawing in the background, I'm deciding to change up the style a little bit. I'm being a lot more loose while also trying to get back in the drawing again. We'll see how long that stays. But anyway, to Sarah. Sarah, also known as Fingers, Slingshot, Grippy, and who knows how many other names, because she can't decide on a single name, which we'll get to later. Her power, super fingers. She has super strength, but only in her fingers. Her rank is B, and as you'll see by the drawing, she has long red hair. She has huge hands and feet, which admittedly I didn't do a very good job of showing in the drawing. It's surprisingly difficult to draw proportions wrong whenever you're trying to do so. Uh she has a pretty fit build. She has hazel eyes. She's about 5'7", and her costume is usually a tie-dye shirt with a pink skirt, not a pink skirt, a purple skirt, and swim goggles. And she lives in Barclaw. She had a really good home life. Her parents were pretty kind to her. They had enough money to throw around, but not rich or anything. Uh, and she went to a pretty good school. She had a very nice, tight group of friends. Uh, and they grew up together. There was like a friend or two here or there that would join or leave, but it was like the core of the group remained the same. She had a really nice childhood because of them. However, she was never really studious. She was smart and she did enough to get by, but she had a lot more fun just being chaotic, playing pranks and stuff like that because studying was just kind of boring to her. She never really planned for the future because of that, and she always just kind of lived life in the moment, having fun. But it eventually caught up to her. Uh, she just really likes to have fun. Like she'll go out with her friends bowling, and she'll just while she's letting the ball out of her hands, she'll just move her fingers really fucking hard and just throw the bowling ball at sonic speed to get a strike. And her friends get so annoyed with her about this, but they're kind of getting used to it. Uh, there were just other things like that. She really likes archery. She would she what she likes to do is she likes to just have a bow that's way stronger than she can physically pull back, and just kind of moving her fingers forward and then relaxing them while moving her arm back and just slowly pull the string back so that way she can fire a much stronger bow than she can really pull back using her arm strength. Uh, and she's had a lot of hobbies throughout the years aside from just archery and playing pranks and shit, but she never really stuck to anything. She's like the definition of ADHD. Uh, but yeah, because she's always been distracted with friends and with all these little hobbies and stuff, she never really had any career goals, especially just because she didn't want to. She just wanted to live life in the moment. Uh, but as things started catching up to her, she was like, huh, damn, I need to start making money. I don't know where I'm going to get the money for any of this shit that I really want to do. And she had a eureka moment one day. Wait a second, I have powers. I could just beat the shit out of people and steal their wallets. Dude, I could I could make a career out of beating the fuck out of people. This is gonna be cool. Huh. Should I beat the fuck out of villains or heroes? I'll do villains. I'll get in less trouble with people if I do villains. And so she decided to become a hero. Uh, but she wasn't really sure where to start because her powers aren't very combat oriented, but she made do with what she had. So she got like really strong rubber bands, uh, just basic elastic material, and a bunch of ball bearings. and put them in between her fingers, and then moved her fingers forward and or moved her fingers apart and put a ball bearing in her finger and just moved it back with her finger. So that way she could create a mini slingshot out of super strength rubber bands and just slingshot ball bearings at people really fucking hard. Uh, and that's what she would do at a distance for a while. Like just beating up low tier heroes and low tier villains, really just having fun with it. And over time, she started developing more techniques, and also she started getting really into physics. So that way, she could more develop these uh, these elastic materials to be even stronger. So she really got into physics. She got her own lab going, and for once, she was actually being studious about something. But it was purely just so that way she could beat the shit out of people harder. And she also started creating more like harder ball bearings. She eventually picked up a bow and arrow that had much stronger string than you could find in any store, and using that in combat. However, she doesn't use that one much because that's you can't be in the middle of a fight and slowly wind it up like she's doing with it. So she typically uses it. So she typically only uses that whenever the villain does not see her yet, and then she switches to her other stuff if it misses or whatever. Uh, but as she started fighting more and more villains that were stronger and stronger, she started developing better fighting styles. Uh, like grabbing on, like she realized that she has a really, really high grip strength. So she could just grab someone's arm if she gets close enough and just crush it with her fingers. Just break people's limbs just by grasping onto them. She wanted to try grabbing someone's face, and she almost did it to Demo, which is a villain that can control rock only while he's touching it, which I'll get into more late in a different story. But she almost did it against him, and she was like, I don't want to kill this guy. I think I want to not kill people. Uh, but she does. So she found out she can do that. She realized that she can flick really fucking hard, just in general. So she can use that as a close or mid range attack. Uh, and even while she was fighting a speedster one day, she realized she was no match for this particular guy that just completely blitzed her. So what she did is just in the heat of the moment, she flicked the ground and like a trap jaw and sent herself flying. And that way she was able to get far enough away from the speedster where he was like, it's not even worth it, and continued on with with their crimes until someone else captured them. And while she's doing all this stupid shit, she is just making fun of every villain she's fighting, just outright insulting them or making fun of their outfit or their power or whatever they're doing. She is just tearing into these people, making light of everything that's going on. Uh, but eventually, like after developing these styles, she's just like, huh, I could have more fun than just this. And so she started submitting all kinds of different names to the media on as well. And because partially because she couldn't she couldn't think of a name that actually stuck. Like most people just called her Slingshot. Like that's her name that most people call her. But she's just like, that's kind of boring. I'm gonna submit Grippy. Uh, and the name just got increasingly more dumb just to see what the media would actually call her in whatever new article was written. Uh, and at some point, she was just like, I wonder how people would feel if I just acted like a completely different hero. So she would then get different costumes and use her powers in a different way to make people think that she had powers she didn't as the alias of a different person. So, like, there was this one time where she decided to flick the ground, uh, just hard enough to where and make it look like she's hopping. So she would like crouch down, flick the ground, and look like she like leaped. And she would just leap onto villains' faces and flick their face and make it look like she jumped off of their body and stuff like that. And she submitted the name of Leapy Leaps the Leaper, and just as a joke. She just purely wants to have fun and be ridiculous. And even whenever people like even whenever she's fighting crime, if she sees someone hot, she'll make some kind of joke towards them in the heat of the moment. She just likes to have fun. She doesn't really take anything she's doing seriously, and anytime that someone seems like they're gonna beat her, she just flicks the ground and sends herself to the next city. Ha! I'm not beating the shit out of you villains to save people. What? Nah, I'm beating people up because it's just plain fun. And that's her kind of introduction to this world. Hope Hope y'all liked it. Not sure exactly which character I'm gonna do next. I have a few lined up. Uh, I, th- I have an idea. But regardless, hope y'all liked it. See y'all on the next one.